We know a ton of you are huge Overwatch fans, and we are so grateful for their support of Kinda Funny Live. Thank you again, Overwatch teams at Blizzard and Activision. Are you excited for Overwatch? If you haven't bought it yet, check out Amazon.com/Overwatch to learn more about the game.
Kinda Funny Live 2 is this Saturday and Sunday. If you haven't got your tickets already, go get them at kindafunny.com/tickets.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the GameOverGreggy show. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the producer/seducer, Nick Scarpino, in a very out of the ordinary Heather Gray shirt.
I'm trying something new.
I like it. It looks good. You should probably think about buying more of them.
I've thought about it. I've molded over, as they say.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Over here, the Pride of Long Island, Colin Moriarty.
Did you know that Kinda Funny Live 2 was happening?
I did. The Reddit one cracked me up over there. The pure one, Tim.
I didn't see the Reddit one.
The Reddit one was just like, "Hey guys," it was I forget what it was. Something about Kinda Funny, and then it was just the entire word for word post, and then everyone talking about it and back and forth, back and forth.
It's so funny.
It's just funny that like it's just they're not even mad about it. They're just like, we hear a lot about it, but it works.
Yeah,
like the whole reason they do it, we do it, is it works.
It's so funny. I've gotten more feedback for this ad read, quote unquote, than I've ever gotten for pretty much any piece of content I've ever made.
Yeah.
Surprisingly positive. Like there's these guys, it's not negatively tinged necessarily. I'm sure some of the people are, but I'm surprised at how many people like genuinely like it. And genuinely are just like, hey, I thought you did a good job with that. Like, I got like 3 tweets that are like, hey, this is your best ad read. What the fuck?
It's just
Thank you guys for being so supportive.
As somebody who like doesn't, like we make the content, right? And then Kevin goes and edits it, and I edit PS11 and da-da-da. I didn't even realize it was a thing that was happening. Yeah, so then when I went through and I looked at the comments, I was like, oh, that's, and I like how they like, there's like one part where you're like, is it this? Is it that? Good. It's a great, like they even put in your gut when they make fun of it.
I love it, man. You guys are your big, beautiful kids.
Best friends.
And I appreciate that.
Complaining out there. Like,
this one seems like fun. They're in on the joke.
There's some comments. No, not all of them. I mean, in the comments on YouTube, some of them are being very mean-spirited. And to me, it's like, you just took more time. What does that mean? They just took more time to post. Like, what does that even mean? They just took more time to post that than it took for them to just get through the ad read or just fast forward it. Right. What's the big deal? I don't understand these
Is this the same ad read at the end of Love and Sex Stuff?
Or is it a different one? Yeah, okay. Exact same one. Yeah. I mean, I think that the thing that people don't understand is that it is always someone's first time. And with the content, the amount of content we put out, I get that if you listen to everything we do, it is a little bit excessive. But like Colin's saying, it is just a slide away. And if you're listening to the full podcast, you only hear it once.
Come on, you listen to Rush Limbaugh on the radio in New York, you hear 1-800-CARS for kids 17 times a day.
That thing
and
is
you
so
can't
offensive.
Fast forward that. 1-800-CARS for kids. KRS Cars for kids. Yeah, it's like
30 minutes long.
It's like over for fucking 25 years.
They updated it finally.
Did they?
Yeah, I heard an updated version. It's just as annoying, but
is it like a rap remix?
Slightly more. I think it was like a more like upbeat beat.
I think my dad finally gave a car to Cars for Kids.
Just to shut him up
for the tax break.
I would
if I
give
do this,
my
does
card.
It opt out?
Yeah, exactly.
Do I opt out of the ad reads on the radio?
So what I'm saying is that when you're listening to the radio or we're watching like YouTube ads, you can't skip those. You can at least skip that. I just don't understand people like just skip it.
Yeah.
We complain about such mundane things.
The other thing too is just like it's the ads, as frustrating as they are to some people. Like, it's so important because we're putting so much work into Kinda Funny Live, and I want people to go. And like it's working. People are buying tickets because of those things. I can see it on the days that on weekends ticket sales are down. Then weekdays they're up. Why? Because of this ad.
Reminder. Yeah.
So
are we putting them on this week's episode too?
No, I don't think it'll be on this week's. Okay. Maybe a couple, but. Maybe an abridged version. We'll see. I don't.
Let's
think
just insert it right here.
Though. Right here. Kinda Funny Live.
No, don't do it. No, don't do it, Kevin. They get real mad.
Kevin, do it every 5 minutes.
Kevin, don't do it, Kevin. Don't write it down,
Kevin. Don't worry about it. It's just a YouTube comment, so it's no big deal.
What is your problem all of a sudden?
I don't really know what.
You've been on the internet long enough to know. If you only read the YouTube comments, no matter what, everything sucks.
I was thinking about that before. I've been on the internet for like 21 years. Can you believe that? 21
It explains
years.
so much about your personality.
It's on the internet every day of my life for 21 years. Fucking A. What a great way to spend my time, my life. Look at me now.
Better than being on radio, right? Could have been on radio for 21 years.
Could have been on radio for 21 years.
Radio is an interesting industry. Yeah. I would like to learn more about how that's still going, how that goes, and everybody doing their thing.
Yeah, devote as much time as possible to that one because it's going to be around forever.
It's really
worth the time.
It's weird because I know a couple people that I went to college with that are now like radio hosts at local things, and I mean they're successful.
Yeah. Oh, quote unquote.
Quote unquote. I mean, they're doing it. I hear them whenever I listen to the radio. I hear their voice. I'm like, that's with multiple people at different channels.
Do you know Chewy Gomez?
I don't personally.
I know Chewy Gomez personally.
That's pretty cool.
I host the wing eating competitions with him. Thanks for coming, Kev. Big friend Kev over there.
Is Chewbacca you talking about?
No. Bay Area radio legend Chewy Gomez.
Chewy Gomez, yes. So yeah, he is a legend. He's a Bay Area legend for sure.
He's been around a while.
No joke. But it's weird because they do exactly what we do, but we get to have so much fun, and it seems like they don't.
No FCC can stop us. We want to talk about dicks and taints and anuses.
It's all we do, and it's great, and you guys are there for it. And you like our ad reads.
You fucking love anuses and ad reads. If you didn't know, this is the GameOverGreggy show each and every week. 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather on this table. Each bring a random topic of discussion for your amusement. If you like that, head over to patreon.com/kindafunny where you can toss us a few bucks. Get each and every episode early, along with a bunch of exclusive perks and goodies. But if you have no bucks to toss, head over to youtube.com/kindafunny where we post the show topic by topic, day by day, until the entire thing posts as one big video in MP3 the following Friday.
What the fuck's your shirt?
This is Y2K.
Is that Tal Blevins?
No, this is Y2K. It's a postmodern RPG coming out to all sorts of systems, including the Vita.
Oh, wow.
And they can. I played it at enough events that I'm really excited for it. So I nag the creator on Twitter all the time.
Give me a shirt.
No. Release your game.
Release your game.
And then he put out the link for the shirt, and I said, do you think your game's going to deliver? Because I don't want to buy a shirt and then have the game be garbage because I don't know. And he's like, I think it'll deliver. And somebody else, some other person I trust chimed in and was like, yeah. I'm like, I don't know.
Now, what would you have done if he said no? That's actually kind of a giant.
I would have been like, you know what? I can respect that. Because now he's going to get it bad. If you ever see, when you see me burning this shirt in effigy, you'll know that Y2K let me down.
Jesus Christ.
You would. I believe you.
It's got Marty Saliva on it, though. Why?
So it's Tal, or it's Marty, or it's
Marty
just a
Saliva.
random me.
Marty Saliva?
Saliva. How do you say his last name?
Saliva.
Oh, that's so much. Oh, Saliva. How could you possibly get that wrong? Such a common Jewish last name.
Okay, calm down. I'm sorry. We didn't know.
Christ.
It's okay. We were just giving you a hard time.
It's just weird that you worked with him for probably like maybe 3 or 4 years.
To be fair, I misspelled his name on lower thirds
for a long time. When he first got there, I did for sure think it was Silva. Yeah,
that's a person's name.
Yeah.
Well, because it's one of those. Yeah, it's one of those things though. Like when his family came over, it's like my family. Like we were the Moriartys for a long time. We were the Muratovs like a long time ago, and at some point,
Muratovs.
Yeah, and at some point,
much better.
And at some point, that got all fucked up. And you hear that all the time when people go to Ellis Island and stuff. And I bet you, it's possible that Marty's family, the name might have been misspelled in a ledger somewhere and it became Sleeva instead of Silva. It's possible. I'm just saying it's not maybe likely, but it's possible because you hear those stories all the time.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So my topic is Marty Sleeva. No, my topic is I think Nick's outburst kind of brings it all home for what my topic is. All right, ladies and gentlemen. When we branched out and started Kind of Funny, we did it as friends, and then we knew we'd be partners on this business. And then we became enemies. And over time, we've begun to sour. Relationship. It's a bad time right now. Kind of Funny Live's coming up. E3's coming up. We just came off GDC. There's a million excuses. RTX is coming up. We're all stressed out. There's a million things going on. We are the balance of our relationship has for sure swayed into the business partnership more than the friendship side of it. And so you're prone to outbursts like that. We make a little jab about Marty Sleeva, and Nick was ready to kill everyone in the room.
No, I'm not.
He was ready to murder us. He was ready to burn. He was ready to burn. Nick, calm down, sir.
Sometimes you guys make fun of me, and it's 99% of the time it's warranted. But there's every once in a while I'll just act. It's an honest mistake, and you think it's funny to make fun of me, and I push back, and then you get all butthurt because you didn't grow up with an older brother.
Now, I didn't even make fun of you for the Sleeva thing. I just laughed on Colin's shoulder. So when you go back to watch,
I made fun of you.
Yes, thank you. See,
I typically don't make fun of you.
I don't like you pointing at me, but we're getting away from the topic.
Sure.
I've wrestled for what seems like dodecahedrons on how to unify us, how to bring us back together, to give us a common goal. And I've never been able to connect. Oh, you're gonna like this. This is like
if this involves us go-kart racing.
It doesn't. No, this is you're totally right up your alley. Hold on, stick with me. Now it's gonna sound like I'm not up your alley.
Okay,
but then come back. All right,
come right up my alley.
I needed something that
put it right up my alley.
I'm gonna put it straight up your main street back door. Now, I've been looking for a way to unify us, something to do, so where we could get together, and I've racked my brains, dodecahedrons, all these different things, right? But the problem is we're all so different. There's no multiplayer game we could all play. You know what I mean? There's nothing we could do there. You know, Alien Nation comes out, you don't want to play it or something like that. Or there's the shooters, Nick doesn't want to play this one. There's a million things where we can't get together on something. But then I was out to dinner with a friend of mine, Kyle Morris, an Antler, a good individual, visiting from Kansas City, Missouri. And we're talking about...
Not a real person.
My friend A. Abrams. No, we're out there eating. We're talking about everything's going on. Kyle's big into sports. We're talking about a lot of sports going on like that. And I forget what sport is about. What just kicked up? Baseball? Just baseball?
Eurovision is a thing.
Eurovision, the sport just kicked up as well.
Still no idea what that is. Don't tell me. I don't want to know. Don't tell me what it is.
No one knows.
Don't tell me what it is.
All of a sudden, everybody cared about it.
Some people
this weekend,
probably don't.
everyone fucking cared about it.
was on it.
Very much
I liked your
a World
tweet
Cup
a lot.
situation. Thank you very much. Give me a pound on that one. There you go. But Kyle started talking about, the fantasy sports. And I'm like, oh yeah, Colin's big into the fantasy sports. I enjoy them, but I'm never dedicated. There's too much to do. I'm like, Nick and Tim, they don't know. They don't care about fantasy sports at all. They're more into like movies and stuff. This isn't their thing. And he's like, oh, well, I'm aching so badly for more fantasy sports that I started doing Fantasy Movie League. And I said, what is Fantasy Movie League? And he introduced something that'll change our lives, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
What I'd like to do is take you to probably one of the premier journals currently going as a periodical in the United States,
Wall Street
People
Journal?
Magazine.
Okay.
Fantasy Movie League lets you play theater owner instead of franchise owner. Box office results just got a lot more exciting. Matthew Berry, ESPN's senior fantasy sports analyst, recently launched Fantasy Movie League, essentially a fantasy league for films. Instead of drafting a dream team of athletes to their rosters, players are given fake money each week to fill a theater with 8 movies of their choice, parentheses, with blockbusters costing more than indie films. The goal? Try to guess which movies generate the highest revenue. Think Trainwreck is going to be the next Bridesmaids? Put it in 2 theaters. Think Selfless will overcome the reviews and be a big hit? Put it in 3. Think Minions is going to have a smaller week? Put it in 1. Quote, the game is really fun, really addictive, and doesn't take a lot of time, Barry tells people. If you love movies, it makes you love them more. If you don't love movies, it gives you a reason to care. You have no idea what it's like to find yourself saying things over the weekend like, come on, Minions, or trying to convince your friends to see Trainwreck instead of Ant-Man. And then it goes on a little bit more about him. And I was fascinated about this. So the idea is, and I want to be very crystal 1000% kind of funny clear about this. This is not an ad for fantasymovieleague.com. Totally natural came up. And I like it, and I want us all to do it together. So I went there, and the idea is fascinating. You go there, you go to your front page or whatever. Once you're logged in, of course, and every Monday at 5 it resets where you have to like cast what you're gonna do. Right? I don't know why it's not doing what I wanted to do. Where you cast what you're gonna put in there, and then you have them all over there. You get 1,000 fantasy movie bucks a month or a week, sorry, to take and then pop them in. And like I was looking at today, Neighbors, right? One screen of Neighbors is like $435, and so you have up to 8 screens, I think it is, to fill. So you could go the route of, well, I'll get a whole bunch of little indies, put them in there, or I think Neighbors is going to be huge, I'll put it in 2, and then it starts graying out the options as I lose my money and go there. So I want us to get into this. I feel this would be bridging the gaps of Colin's massive love for fantasy sports, my interest in fantasy sports, but a simpler fantasy sports, because there's no trading, no bullshit like that, right? I just have $1,000 that Monday at 5 p.m. Pacific time I have to set before 9 a.m. Friday Pacific time.
Oh, okay. You got a whole week to do this shit?
Yeah, a whole week, because it's just counting that. I think it's just counting the weekend box office. Okay. That's how it goes. So how do we feel? How is this striking us? Nick, does this sound exciting to you as the movie guy?
It sounds fun, but I'm just going to say this point of criticism, if I may. You started this off by saying we're all super busy and overworked.
Right.
Throwing one more thing on the plate concerns me. It does sound fun. Yeah. Can we take something else off that we have to do, like this podcast every week, and then do that?
I don't think it's going to take you that long to book 8 screens for your fan.
This sounds like it's literally going to take 90 seconds a week.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. We could play fantasy baseball, and that's a full-time job.
We're not doing
Alex
fantasy
Salamita, like you saying all this scares me because I've seen how much time people.
But again, this is not that. I understand. This is not the psychopaths like Colin's family or whatever that goes up there and does the draft live and pays for transactions. No. Yeah.
Oh, I lost a lot of money last year.
It's 15 weeks. It's 15 weeks. We're just playing for 15 weeks.
You have to understand, Greg.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take this lightly.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
I am going to do this.
But that's fine. But you can't even get crazy like you can in real fantasy sports. Again,
try me.
I don't know how to respond to that.
Can I bring Fast 7 back into theaters?
You got to have.
Don't let him, because then it would make no money and you'll lose.
I mean, I don't think they have.
Joke's on you, Moriarty.
There's not like a write-in category for fantasy movie league where you go, okay, I want to put this in there.
Okay.
All right, let's play it. But here's the big thing about this.
Sure.
There needs to be a significant monetary pot.
Now it gets interesting.
You're trying to make that money back from last year?
No. So I want to be really clear because I played fantasy sports for a long time. I used to play fantasy sports in the 90s when you have to go into fucking newspapers and use the box scores and keep them by hand and trust everyone was doing it evenly and honestly. Sit at the fucking kitchen table going over box scores and Newsday every day for like the accumulation of thousands of hours of my life, probably.
Okay.
You're the grandpa from Rugrats.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely.
This is crazy.
So I love fantasy sports. I've loved them forever. I love statistics and all that kind of stuff. I wish it was way more deeper. I wish this was like 10 times deeper than it is. But since
can I read a few rules to you? Or do you want to get more into
just one moment?
Well,
please.
I just want to say there is more depth to it.
Don't touch me. So here's the thing about this. Fantasy sports, I've realized over time, only really fun if there's a lot at stake. That's why my family, it's not even my family, it's my uncle and his friends, and I'm in that league. I've been football league for a few years. That league's fucking dead serious because they have lots of money invested in this. And if you lose, you're losing whatever. It's not like a huge deal. I lost like, I don't know, $400 or $500, something like that last year. But if you win thousands and thousands of dollars. And that's why every transaction costs money. That's why every trade costs money. Every signing costs money because you just keep putting money in the pot and then it makes you want to engage. If there's no reason for Nick to pay attention, like for instance, if Nick puts $500 in the pot and then mixes a week, he's going to feel really bad about it. It's never going to happen again. Right. But if you just let us play for no reason, then I bet you these two guys fall out because they don't play fantasy sports. I
think this is enough. Tim has a competitive streak in him. And I think by bringing in movies to it, something he can understand and eliminating the whole, trade deadlines, this, that, the other, you need a wide receiver, defense kind of thing. I think this works. Tim, how do you feel?
I agree with you. My only hesitation, I feel what Nick's saying about the time stuff. As far as I'm concerned, this whole thing is a fantasy sport that I just happen to be playing. This whole kind of funny life that we live.
Sure.
So it's like, I'm already doing that shit. There already is, good financial gains and gains from the goodwill of the people and all of this shit. So it's like I feel like I'm already kind of wheeling and dealing in that sense.
Like wheeling and dealing industries on a hit show Nashville.
This movie stuff though, because I feel like this would be fun. And I feel like I would totally beat Nick.
It sounds so easy. It sounds so easy. I mean, not easy to win, but easy to play.
Let me give you some of the more nuts and bolts before we get going. All right. So there's different, seasons.
Hit me with the nuts and bolts, and then let me hit you with my financial proposal.
Got it. So we are doing them. And here's something we have to decide right now. And the financial proposal still stands. I say currently, and I don't know if there's a limit, so stick with me. But what we should do is it's us five. We put the money in, and then it's based on our ranking with each other, right? But I say we open it up to them because we can just give them. Oh, okay. Sounds illegal. No. Not that they're into. The money is us. Anybody can join. If I'm 91st and Colin's, 87th or whatever, Colin is first place for our group. Is what I'm saying.
So there could be that many people in
No
in
idea.
League?
That I don't have the information.
Because what's the difference if it's just the five of us?
If it's insular, and then do we ever talk about it? Whereas, how kids like to interact with us and do things with us, the best friends.
I like to
You can't just have a fantasy league.
I can't just have a fantasy league. No,
it has to be meet and greet.
Yeah, exactly.
You are literally turning a fantasy. This is actually unprecedented. This is a good point. You're turning a fantasy movie league into a meet and greet. Which I think is actually never happened. This is actually a new piece of history.
Yeah, it's never happened before.
It's genius.
Well, stew on that for a bit. Let me run you. So we're doing May 22nd through August 30th.
Okay.
So the Monday this breakout posts would be the first time we have to set our rosters for the upcoming weekend.
Okay.
So keep that in mind. And maybe if they allow it, you two out there. So or if you want to go start your own league and do that. All right, cool. I've already covered. You get $1,000 to put it in there, right? In most weeks, there will be 15 movies available for selection. However, in some weeks, in some weeks where there may only be one major release, a single movie will be broken into 3 different showings. Friday only, Saturday only, Sunday only, with each available as its own selection, right? So that if Captain America was going to do gajillion dollars, rather than just put that in, you have to choose which night to try to break it up and do something differently there. So that's in there, right? Players can feature a movie on as many screens as their budget allows, which we already talked a little about earlier. But players do not have to select movies for all 8 of their fantasy Cineplex screens and may strategically choose not to do so. However, a $2 million penalty will be assessed for each unused screen, and the total sum of all penalties will be deducted from the player's box office total at the end of the week.
That's interesting.
So there you go. See, yeah, it could be that I'm going to put Neighbors neighbors on 2
That's
screens.
a fucking really
It
interesting
leaves me
wrinkle.
with enough money for 1 movie, but then I have 5, so I'm $10 million out.
Oh man,
So you have to play against that. That's where the
super
strategy.
interesting.
Exactly.
That's super interesting. I like that.
If a player does not select any movies for their Cineplex, all movies from the prior week that are available in the current week will automatically be carried over. The lowest price movies will drop.
There's no penalty for not playing. Well, there's a penalty for not playing, but you're still
Your last week's selection would be popped over.
because this is what I was concerned about. Is opening up to everyone is you can't guarantee everyone's going to play, and then the standings will be useless. And the bigger the league gets, the more useless the standings will be. It's important to note. That's why. That's one of my major reasons why I wouldn't want to open it up.
Okay.
Go on.
The actual box office earnings of the movie featured on each screen is the player's fantasy cineplex. In the player's fantasy cineplex are added together to form a total score for the week. That's easy. The total of all weeks during a season is accumulated for ranking purposes, but does not carry over from one season to another. I think those are the big ones.
So per screen, you lose 2 million?
Right.
Or
If
10
you have a
million.
blank screen,
2 million.
2 million.
Oh, okay.
So 5 screens would be 10 million.
Okay.
All 8 would be 16 million, I guess.
Gotcha.
So, although they wouldn't let you keep all 8 empty, then they would fill it automatically. The question I have is that the seasons are created statically, like we can't make our own season. Because
Correct.
this was my proposal.
Sure.
Is we play for a full 52-week season, $1,000 each, $5,000 winner take all pot at the end of the year. Sounds like fucking boldness to me.
I'm out.
That's how you fucking play. That's how you play. Kevin, you wipe your ass with
That
$1,000.
sounds long.
I'd rather.
Can
Well, that is long. Correct.
Cash some of those Google checks that you have, those Google stock checks that you get. Give us $1,000. Why don't you give me $1,000?
Also,
right
real
now?
quick, I already fucked it up. I was looking at the wrong thing because that was 2015, 2016. 2016, 2017, May 23rd to August 28th, 14 weeks. That's the one we're jumping on with.
Let's do it. Big money, big money.
So how much money are we putting in?
Dude, I'll straight up put $1,000 in.
That seems like a lot of money
How much are you
for the
comfortable
amount of
putting
work
in?
that I'd rather put into this.
It's not the okay. Again, there's not that much work.
I mean, but
You
there
click,
is.
you click,
There
and they
is.
start graying out the options.
I'm just gonna throw out before we decide to do this.
Yeah.
A counter proposal. We take Friday as a half day and go see one of these movies together.
Sure.
That way, we get to have fun and not stress ourselves out with winning or losing $5,000. Just throwing it out there.
I like
The loss of $1,000 may just a little bit add to my stress level overall. You think I'm bad now?
Well, you could win $4,000
I could
more.
win. I'll be up
And
at
you-
night
you
thinking
have the
about that
inside
every
scoop.
night.
That's gambling.
Think every night I'll think about that. That's
You're
why I
really
love-
good at movies. Like you would know what's gonna
I'm not good
do
at box
well.
office returns. I thought Jungle Book was gonna bomb. It's like the best movie that's come out in like 10 years.
And this is why the game's fun.
This is
Because
why the
you
game's
would have
stressful.
lost.
It's stressful.
And someone else would have won. I would have lost that too. It is stressful. That's what fantasy sports is all about. Whatever. If they seem to not want to do it, Greg. So
What? Well, no, not for period. You don't want to do it.
I'll give it a shot.
do
We'll
it
see
for
how long it
$100.
lasts.
$100.
But Colin's
$100.
right. Without anything on the line,
$100.
sure, I'll put it for
Now,
$100.
here's my thing: $100, and we have to take all the money that we have, cumulative in the pot, roll it up into a little ball, and put it on in one of those little like old whiskey things that they used to put around St. Bernard's necks, and put it on Portillo's neck, so he has to carry it around with him anywhere he goes.
Because he would just be dragging the barrel.
Yeah. Well, not the barrel, just like a faux barrel.
Okay.
We roll it up into a wad, stick
Put
it
a
in
little
another vial, and it has to ride on his neck. We'll paint it like a barrel.
Okay. Kevin, are you in?
$600, Kevin.
$500.
$700, Kevin.
What?
That's one more Google stock you could buy.
This isn't gambling because think about it this way.
Exactly what it is.
No, gambling is a game of chance. This is a game of skill. That's
true.
Just look at the newspaper. Read Variety. They'll tell you who's going to win.
when I go to Vegas, I don't really gamble that much. I play like very low stakes poker or something like that. Like I don't. So I'm not a gambler at all. But when it comes,
last time I went to Vegas, spent $25.
yeah, dude. When I used to go to Mohegan Sun or something when I was in college, if I got out of there even, I was like, I fucking won. You know. So I'm not a big gambler, but when it comes to sports and fantasy sports and stuff like that, it's like fantasy sports sucks if there's like not big things on the line. That's why when these guys play fantasy baseball, a lot of them have a lot of money on the line because it's.
All right, I'm in.
Yeah.
So $100 is like, all right, that's a very low end. It's very low end, a little out of my
Like my comfort level.
Then get out. No.
I might.
So then the question becomes, what do you want to do about the kids, the best friends?
A while.
They all put $100 in. I'm
No,
in.
again, it's not. They're not. No, they don't compete for our
Winner
money.
takes all.
We're the
$2
money
million
part is on
in
our
our
side.
It's a big barrel for Portillo to carry.
I'm concerned about fantasy fatigue. I mean, that's a real thing, and people don't stick around with fantasy leagues if there's nothing on the line. And I can't trust that this group of people will be able to.
What's your minimum number that you'd want us to put in?
No, I already agreed to 100.
He's not talking about money anymore. He's talking about the kids.
Oh, you mean the kids? I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you meant with us.
But the thing about it, is like when you're
I will not give
doing
a fuck about
fantasy
this 4 weeks
football and someone fucks up and just stops doing it, right?
That doesn't happen in my leagues.
I know, but think about when like that would be a problem because okay, well you have the best QB, but now it's just sitting.
Yeah, it's a problem for other
thing.
people that need you to win or lose games too, and then you start fucking other people, and that's not cool. That's why there's a financial incentive in the leagues especially in the big football league I play in. That does not happen.
Right, but I'm saying this is all independent of that. If you just let your thing roll over, you're just going to keep rolling over until your movies are out of the theater. So you're just going to continually fall off.
Yeah, but then the thing's not fun, you know? Like,
yeah, it's not fun for the bottom 20% or whatever that's no longer doing it.
I don't know. It doesn't matter to me.
Then what do you want to do?
I'm down to try. Here's my thing though. On my list of priorities, it's a long list.
Yeah.
It's real low.
Yeah.
But I'm down to do it just to fucking see.
But you're missing my point. I'm saying about letting kids into it, letting the audience into it.
I'm always down. I like that.
Okay, fine.
I'm gonna clear with you. I have a shorter list of priorities, and this isn't one of them at all. But I'm still going to play.
This is something you can do while you poop Monday morning. It's that simple.
I poop a lot.
To be fair, knowing fantasy sports as well as I do, this literally sounds like maybe 1 minute a week.
It's gonna be super simple. Looking at what came out in tap.
Unless you want to really go into it, but
you don't know how long it takes for me to pick printers. Like, I will obsess about this for an entire day. You will lose a day of work from me. I just want you to know that.
We were at Goodwill today buying stuff for Kind of Funny Live.
Mm-hmm.
And my fuck, Nick, is I just don't understand what goes through your head when it comes to buying a prop that will be seen for 1 second.
It has to be the right prop. And I like options. And I like to go through and weigh all the options. And I like to put them all on my body.
Nick, here.
I do appreciate that.
You have $1,000. You have 8 screens right there. Those are the 15 you can pick from. Build it right there. You got Neighbors, you got the Angry Birds, you got the cat.
I mean, here's the deal. I got to go through, watch all these trailers. I got to see what they spent for their marketing budget. I got to see who the actors are. I would say The Nice Guys, but it's probably not going to do very well. Do you guys know what The Nice Guys about?
It's the Gosling, right?
It's Ryan Gosling. But it's also Shane Black. It's not going to do well, but I want it to do well. But
that's not how you play this game.
What the fuck is the money monster? That's
exactly. Why would you pick that? So right there, you know to put Neighbors in there, put Angry Birds in there, put Civil War in there. You probably are over money already. You can just tap it.
Tap it.
Well, it just came out of sleep. I don't know if it's optimized for there. It goes. Okay, so there you go.
Angry Birds is going in 2 theaters.
There you go. See, there you go.
What happened? I died?
No, that's how much. Or you have $1,000. Those movies cost like $400 each. So now you can't get any of the other big budget ones. You got to go down there and get the next one.
Oh, this is horse shit.
Fantasy.
You've lost Nick.
Movie League. FantasyMovieLeague.com.
I will say from an entrepreneurial point of view, this is a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
Because fantasy sports are great, but fantasy sports, I think, is almost ubiquitously interesting, but people aren't interested in sports, but they'd be interested in the system.
Right.
And so I think this is a way to.
This is completely ridiculous. I can't add Angry Birds and Neighbors. No theater on the planet is not going to have both of those.
No, but you have $1,000. Nick, it's a game. It's not a sim game.
This is the problem.
It's a survival horror game. You're limited on ammo. You just have to choose the right.
The Huntsman. I'm not putting that in theaters.
So go, if you want to play with us, to FantasyMovieLeague.com. It's the Kind of Funny. I need this back. You understand how it works now, even though you hate it apparently, because you can't build the exact thing you want. We're the Kind of Funny Movie League. Our password is best friends, all one word, all lowercase. So there you go. You can come play with us.
And we agree the 5 of us agree $100 for a $500 pot.
Sure.
Yeah. Everybody put your hand on.
It's very low stakes.
Come here. Kevin, I need you here.
Very low stakes.
We're going to do a Whoa Bundy on 3. 1, 2, 3. Whoa Bundy!
I don't even know what that means.
It's from Married with Children. It was a.
When he was playing football or something?
Yeah, I want to clear that I faked it.
John Paul
I also didn't know what it meant, but I pretended I did.
The Will Bundy?
Mm-hmm.
I'm old. Some old school shit. Interestingly
enough, Nick.
Yeah.
This one, FantasyMovieLeague.com, was brought to you by GameFly. This topic, of course, was brought to you by GameFly. Are you ready to save money and play more games or watch more movies? Then let me introduce you to our sponsor, GameFly. GameFly is the best way to buy and rent all your favorite games. Just go to GameFly.com, pick your favorite games, and have them mailed directly to your door. They have more than 9,000 titles to choose from, and you can try before you buy. Go to GameFly.com/kindafunny and start your free premium 30-day trial today. The premium trial allows you to have 2 games and or movies checked out at a time. You can only get this offer by visiting GameFly.com/kindafunny.